Gentlemen. Dick Sulivan, Morgan Drive. I hadn't intended to speak tonight, but I guess here we are again. We've had a controversy around our police department for going on 2 years. Charges, counter-charges, the hooks at issues, and members of the Budget Committee worked very hard to reinstate J. Dean as a police officer. They've been successful at that. Second item that many of them have been on was somehow to fire, convince he should leave, or otherwise replace the chief. There are charges and counter-charges. We now have people who are going down and micromanaging the daily activities of the police department. And somewhere, this stuff has to come to a screeching halt. I think we're there. Let us assume these folks are successful, and they drive the chief out of his position, encourage someone to suspend or fire him. I don't think that there is a well-qualified, professional police officer anywhere in this state who would be so silly as to apply for that damn job. It isn't going to happen. I spoke to two very well qualified, very well educated, highly experienced police career people who would be about ready for a move like that. And asked them a simple question: will that job have appeal to you? The response was anywhere from I had to be nuts, like am I not aware of what's going on in my own town? So you folks have had some problems in that the power to regulate and control the police department was, in my opinion, under a town government, somewhat fractured, if you want to use that word. All the power isn't in one place. However, I don't agree that you're impotent. You are the elected leaders of this community. And since we've had 2 years of this sort of thing in all the publications, I know you're aware this doesn't do our town well. I know that. I believe that this is a great opportunity for this council. You may not be able to step in directly and say, do this. But you can step up and lead this community and lead us out of this morass that's going on. And it's not real hard. Some of these folks keep saying they want to have an audit. Let's go a step further than audit. There are a number of organizations in this state who come in and will study the department and give you recommendations. But then the community can, in a responsible fashion, implement those things that they think will improve the status of our department and make us once again an attractive place for intelligent professionals to want to come to work. It's not the case now. And I would suggest it's a very simple thing. Send out some RFPs to these professionals so we get out of everybody, every amateur who decides he wants to wander down to the police department and make recommendations. We'll stop that. Let's get some pros in here. Pay them to do the job. Get the right information and implement it. And you people can do that. You can ask for RFPs. You can put it on the warrant article and carry that forward and lead the town out of this horror show. And it is a horror show. If I were a police officer in this town, I'd bail out and I wouldn't care if I had to work in a car wash. I'd get the hell out of here. And I think that's why some of our people left. I know that's why. So I would suggest that you folks get serious about this. Get the names of several of these organizations, look at what they can do, and Mrs. Granfield from her wide experience, can recommend, I'm sure, several outfits that do this very, very well, because they have in their staff professionals qualified in this area. You won't have some guy who just decided he's going to be a consultant. They're pros. They've been in the business. And if you folks don't step up to the plate, I hate to think that we're going to be in 6 months with more of this nonsense. The only one benefiting from this stuff is young Mr. O'Brien, who's a decent young fellow, and I like him. But I like him to be writing about some things that are a little more positive about the town. And I sincerely hope that within the next week, you folks will step up and do that so we don't have this nonsense of, all right, let's suspend the chief, let's have an audit. Who's going to do the audit? Hire some pros. Take us out of this morass. Lead us into a better place. Thank you.
Well,